If you're in university or college and are feeling lost with all the assignments, labs, and tests that you have to keep track of, this spreadsheet gives you a way to track all that information to see when it's due and what you need to work on next. So it tracks the courses, the tasks you have to complete, the status, when it's due, gives you a way to prioritize these tasks. And it also tells you what's coming up to work on in the future. Also, does it feel good? It lets you know how many tasks you've already completed. So keep watching if you want to see how I've built this specific tracker. And if you want to just get access to this and you don't want to try to build it, look for my Stan Store link below so you can grab a copy. It'll also come with this great calendar view. This shows what's due in a nice graphical manner so you can easily see, are you on track of things, what's coming up, what do you have to complete. So it just gives you a nice visual way to assess what you've done or what you've got coming up. And you can see specifically which of your assignments or tasks have you completed and what's still left pending. Okay, first off, I would start with the list that summarizes all of the assignments, subjects, all that kind of good stuff. So I'm just gonna, so you're not watching me, copy and paste this over. These are the fields I would populate. I want the subject or course, the task, the status of my task, the due date, how many days left I have to complete it, the assignment type, the number of hours of work effort, the percentage of the grade that it's worth, so it can help prioritize it, and then a section for notes that I want to write out. So next, I want to then create a list area so that I can look up and populate like the status, priority, type pick list so that it's consistent. So I'm going to say for my status pick list that it could be not started, in progress, blocked, waiting for a response, and then completed. Well, maybe waiting for feedback. Okay, and then the next list is the type pick list. So it could be essays, tests, presentations, labs, group assignments, regular assignment, midterm exam, and then final exam. And then last but not least, priority. I want to say there's high, medium, and low. The reason I want to define these now, so I can ensure consistency in my list. So I'm going to say anything in this range. Just formatting it so that I know what the range is. I'm going to refer to, and this way it'll give me a really easy way to kind of change these values. So for the course, I can type in anything I want. It could be like Calc 201 and then Math 202, whatever it happens to be. I have an assignment. I have a lab. Let's say status is where I want to enter in my pick list values. So if I go to data validation, I can add a rule and say, rather than a dropdown where I'm hand typing it in, I want to pick from a selected range. I'm going to pick from this status over here. This is why I have that box outlined so that I know what range I'm picking in. This makes it really easy to spell out, hey, what are the additional values I want to have? And I'm going to color code this. So not started, I'll keep gray. In progress, I'm going to make that yellow. Blocked, I will make that's red. Waiting for feedback, I'm going to make that blue. And then completed is green. So now, when I click this, if I say something's done, it will update appropriately. Due date, it's any due date, so it could be 9/2/2025. The days left to complete this. So if you use equals to today, this will always give me today's date. I can use this to subtract what is the due date versus today's date? If it's a negative number, then I know it's overdue. And if it's a positive number, so I'll say 10 to 2025. And I would want to put the $sign in front of B1 so that it's always fixed to that same value. So now when I bring that down, it shows me that, hey, this lab is due in 26 days. Assignment type, that's another one where I want to standardize this so I can do the exact same thing where I want to add a rule. I want to base it off a range. So assignment type, select my box. No, need to actually select it. There we go. And this one, I don't want to have in this list, I don't want to have these little circle things. So I can take that out by going to advanced and just say it's an arrow. I don't want the chips. This way, it looks a little bit cleaner to me, and we can still go through and select whatever the value happens to be. Hour effort, this could be 2 hours, this could be 4 hours. The percentage, you can format that. Let's go down to the full thing. You can make it a percentage. That one's important to make it a percentage first, because otherwise if you don't enter that value first, it rather than 25%, it'll make it like 2,500. Priority, same thing. So I'm going to add a rule. I'm going to drop down from my range. I'm going to select that range. And I mean, priority, you could also hand type that in. You don't need to necessarily have it as a range. It's just what I prefer to do. So high is going to be red. Medium is going to be, you can't really see that very well. And then low is blue, for example. So now as you enter these in, you can see that the color coding is changed. So this just would give me a really easy way of saying like, hey, what is due? What's coming up? What do I need to look out for? And based off priority, if there's too much to get done all in one time frame, which one should I prioritize? So now I want to make this into a table so I can sort it. So I'm just going to make it a little bit smaller like this. Click this filter symbol. And now if I were to, I'm just going to copy over a couple different records here so you can see what it looks like. Test. Oh, see? And you can see that it's giving me an error. Apparently in my other data, I just put presentations or presentations. So yeah, you can see this information and I can easily sort by date. What is due chronologically? I can filter out anything that's completed already to give me a nice consolidated view of what I need to get done. But I'd like to go one step further. I want to know what tasks are going to be due coming up shortly. So these are, I could say, due today, due in 7 days, and then overdue. So that's super important for me to know. So if I want to see the tasks due today, I would say =, count ifs. I want to select the date range and then say equal to %. And then this is the cell with a formula that's always showing today's date. So I could leave it at that, saying, hey, due today is 1, but I want to know just the tasks that are not yet completed. I'm not worried about the ones that are completed that I've already submitted. So I would type in, I'd select the range that these values, the status values are in, and say not equal to completed. So I want to exclude anything where the task is completed. It's showing me that, hey, I have 1 task due today that's not yet completed. As I'm recording this, today is the 6th. So it's this task that I'm waiting for feedback on. If I want to know what's due in the next 7 days, I will reuse this formula and say it is well, greater than or equal to today. So it's anything that's today or in the future. And then I'm going to do the same thing, but limit it to 7 days from now. So plus 7. And then same thing, I want to exclude anything that's already completed. So in the next 7 days, I've got 3 tasks to complete. So anything that is overdue and not yet completed, I'm going to reuse this formula. And I am going to say it is less than today, and it is not equal to completed. That's fine. So if I were to say, hey, this is still in progress, it would show me that I've got 1 task overdue. So that's how I've created this table. I've done a little bit of formatting to make it look a little bit prettier. And then I also added similar formulas here to show what I've completed for today's tasks. If you don't have time to build this and want to get access to this document, look for my Sandstor link below and you can grab it.